HDMI Licensing is responsible for licensing the HDMI specification, promoting the HDMI standard, and providing education on the benefits to retailers and consumers. The president of HDMI Licensing is Steve Venuti. Hey, Steve, welcome into Tomorrow.
Good to be here. Thank you.
It's a pleasure to have you with us. Tell us about your organization now. I kind of did a little intro there, but what exactly do you do as it relates to this cool standard for all of us to enjoy high def?
Well, I see all these people giving you wonderful little gadgets, and we've got nothing to give you.
Except the technology.
Except the technology. So we are the ones responsible for managing the HDMI specification. What is that? That really is the engineering and the technology behind how these devices connect. We don't make any products. Our product is that intellectual property. So we license to all these wonderful consumer electronics and PC manufacturers that specification. They build HDMI into their products, and all these products can now communicate and connect in the most efficient and most futuristic way possible.
Well, now, when most of our listeners, of course, typically skew to those who, because they listen regularly, know what things stand for and what they mean, and for the most part, but we always like to take that step back. So could you tell us, first of all, what is HDMI? Does it stand for anything in particular, those letters, and what does it actually do for us as consumers?
So HDMI stands for High Definition Multimedia Interface. It is the way to connect HD components. So why does a consumer care? The most important thing, there's really two reasons. Number one is, in one cable, all your audio and video signals now go through. So rather than that, all those cables in the back of your home theater, which everyone knows, that cable mess, can now be replaced with one cable. Not only is it one cable, but it's also the highest quality cable. So now this is an all-digital interface. What that means is what you get from the DVD, there's no loss in an analog connection. It ends up in its pristine digital quality to the TV. So you have no loss of quality, no compression, the highest quality. So you've got the highest quality in kind of the easiest form factor possible. That's what HDMI is.
And as you said, Steve, of course, it does connect everything. So all new components, because it also carries audio as well as video, there shouldn't be any reason why we shouldn't have multiple connectors on our newer devices.
You're seeing 3 and 4 and 5 connectors on TVs these days, and you're seeing it on game consoles and digital still cameras and PCs and laptops, and I even saw a recent digital picture frame with HDMI on it.
Wow.
So it's really anything that has content or that will display content is now looking at HDMI as the way to connect.
Now, I don't mean to throw you a curve, but a lot of listeners say, but why are they so expensive? Why are HDMI cables so expensive? Well, number one, look what Steve just said. Look what it does for us in that end-to-end great quality. But, okay, it's a valid question. Why are they so expensive? Is it part of it because of the adopting of such a standard now? And like anything else in consumer electronics, we'll see prices drop sooner than later. But is it because it's still relatively new?
Well, we have seen prices drop, so that's no question. That's a factor.
Sure.
The reality is, though, there are some expensive cables out there, and there are some less expensive cables out there. So the question I get mostly is, what's the difference? Is there any difference between those cables? And my answer to that is, anything that complies with the HDMI specification, that's all we care about. All we care about is it complies to our specification. After that, manufacturers are going to add all their wonderful little differentiators to make you want to pay more, and that's their business. So why are they expensive? Well, go look at what they built into it to make it more expensive.
There you go. Ask the manufacturer.
That's exactly right.
But if it says HDMI, it's at least got the specs.
It meets the minimum compliance of our specification. Yes, it does.
Gotcha. And you can learn more about that by visiting their site, hdmi.org. For more information, Steve, you're a delight to chat with, and we've learned a few things on the program. We've got to get you back when there's more time.
Oh, I will be back. Thank you very much.
Thank you. IntoTomorrow.com for more.